Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking all about eye makeup. So I got a request from someone who watches some of my videos. Her name is Melinda Go, and she asked me if I could do a video on beginner eye makeup and how to pick colors and things like that. So today we're going to be talking all about my favorite tips and tricks. We're going to be talking about eyeliner and eyeshadow and primer and all of that good stuff. And I'm just going to show you how I personally like to do eye makeup and what I have found helpful in learning how to actually do makeup on my eyes. So if you're someone that's just interested in learning a little bit more about it, or you're someone who's just starting to dabble into makeup in general, then stick around and hopefully you'll learn something. I personally love doing eye makeup. It's definitely my favorite part of my makeup routine. I just feel like it's where you get to be most creative and you really get to express yourself. So yeah, if you want to learn more about eye makeup and you want to hear some of my tips and tricks, then just keep on watching. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about is priming your eyes and actually getting ready to start your eye makeup. In my opinion, you should always start with some kind of base for your eyeshadow, whether this be actual eyeshadow primer or a concealer. I personally use concealer most of the time because I really feel like it just blanks out my lids. It gets rid of all my redness, all my darkness, any veins that I might have sticking out of my eyes, and I just feel like it gives me a nice clean blank canvas to work with. And this is just really going to help your eyeshadow last longer, and it's going to help it go on smoother. If you're going in with a colored eyeshadow, I would recommend maybe starting with a white or a dark base depending on what you're looking for. So if you really want your eyeshadows to pop, then you can put a white base under, or if you want a little more depth to your shadows, you could use a black base or a darker base. Like if you're going in with a purple and you want it to be a little more smoky or dark, then you could maybe put a plum base up under it, and that's just really going to help your eyeshadows just pop and have a little more oomph behind them, you know? So after I have some kind of primer down, I'm going to want to go in and set that down with a powder. Now this can be a actual setting powder, or this can be an eyeshadow. I use both depending on what kind of mood I'm in, but most of the time I will go in and set it with some other kind of eyeshadow. Usually I'll use a matte bone shade. 99% of the time if I'm using an eyeshadow, I'm going to use a matte bone shade just to set down my entire lid from my lashes to my brow bone. And this is just going to help your eyeshadows go on smoother. It's going to help them blend better, blend easier. They're not going to get stuck to that sticky tacky base. You're going to have another powder to kind of blend them into. So this just makes the process a lot easier. Now if you're a beginner and you just kind of want basic colors, there are 5 colors that I would just really recommend that you start with. I think that everyone needs these 5 colors in their collection. One being a medium toned brown shade. Now this could be cool tone, this can be warm, this can be neutral, whatever your personal preference is. And a black, you always need a black in my opinion. A matte bone shade, a light shimmery shade, and then kind of a shimmery shade of your choice, whether that be a gold or a bronze or a rose gold, whatever that may be. I just think that those are 5 essential shades that you should always have in your collection. And I'm just going to show you some of my favorite like beginner palettes that I think are really nice and easy to work with. So the first one is the Naked 2 Urban Decay Basics palette. I really love this one. You get a bunch of neutral shades here, and then you get this really light like satiny shade down here at the end. And I love the black in this palette as well. I just think this is a really nice palette if you just want something for everyday, easy to use. So I love this one. And I also love the E.l.f. Mad for Matte palette. This one's really nice as well, and this is a great drugstore option. I think they have 3 of these now, I want to say. But I really love this one. There are a lot of shades to choose from. They blend really well. They apply nicely. I just think that they are really nice eyeshadows and really nice shades. Like, those are so pretty. I love these. And then last but not least is this Studio Makeup On The Go palette. This is a really nice kind of travel palette. All of these are pretty travel friendly actually. I actually got this one in my BoxyCharm and I love it. This is the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes today. I used the black, this dark brown right here, this warmer brown right here, and then these 2 light shades down here. But yeah, I really, really love this palette. These eyeshadows are awesome. I love these shades so much. They are so easy to blend, so easy to use. Yeah, really nice color selection. If you want a nice neutral palette, then this is an awesome one to reach for. It is a little pricey. I want to say it's like $52, but it's It's really great. I love this palette. Alright, so let's talk about the crease. So for the crease, you definitely, in my opinion, want to use a matte or at least semi-matte shade. So I usually start with fluffier brushes like this one right here and this one right here, and this will just help distribute the color a lot more, and then I will just slowly decrease my brush in size until I'm at these smaller ones like this, and this is just going to get the color a little more concentrated. And I generally start with the lighter shades and then build myself up to those darker shades and get kind of like a more ombre blended look. Now if you're going for a warm look or you're going for a cool tone look, you kind of want to use different shades in your crease. So if you're going to go for a warm look, I definitely recommend going for a warmer eyeshadows in the crease. So something with maybe a peachy undertone or an orange or a red kind of undertone. Those are the kind of colors that you want to be putting in your crease. Or if you're going to do a more cool tone look, then go with something that's a little more gray undertone with, or maybe like a taupe or something like that. And if you're going to go for color, I would recommend just starting light with the color that you want to put in your crease and just slowly building that up so that you're not like stamping something in your lid. Especially if you're a beginner, you're not just stamping something in your crease and it seems unblendable. So start small and then really build that color up into the intensity that you want it to be. Alright, moving on to the lid. This is pretty much fair game. This is where you really get to get creative and go crazy and do whatever you want to do. For an easy, basic beginner look, generally the idea is you want to build a darker outer V, kind of like what I have going on right now. So maybe using a black or a dark brown. Then you want to have that nice bright inner corner, maybe using a light shimmery shade or a light matte shade. I have this color right here on my outer V, and then I have this light bone shade right here from my inner corner to about the middle of my eye. I'm just kind of blending that together with that black. And then in my crease, I have this shade right here. I just wanted a little bit more of a warmer look, so I went with a warmer brown eyeshadow. And then I have this light shimmery shade right here on the very top of my brow bone and in my inner corner. And I just put it under the brow bone. That's just going to help lift your brow. Make sure you just keep it right under that arch, and it's really going to lift that brow up. And by highlighting the inner corner, you're just going to help your eyes look bigger and more awake. Now if you want a crisp outer edge, kind of like the one that I have going on right now, there are a couple ways that you can achieve that look. Firstly being, if you are doing your eyes before you do the rest of your face, you can just do your eyes however you want and then take a makeup wipe and clean up around those edges. You can also take a piece of Scotch tape and put that on the corners where you want that line to be. If you are doing this though, make sure that you put the Scotch tape on the back of your hand first and then peel it off, just so you're getting rid of a little bit of that adhesive, so you're not really tugging at your eyes and pulling at that skin, because it is a very delicate area. And then lastly, you can use something with a sharp edge like this and just line it up and do your shadow that way. That works just as good. That's actually how I did it today, because I didn't have any Scotch tape near me or any makeup wipes near me, and I didn't feel like getting up, so I used this instead. And also for the lid, I just want to mention, if you are using a shimmery shade and you just want it to be a little more like intense and you want it to be a little bit more shimmery, wet that shadow. What I like to do, instead of wetting my brush first and then dipping into the shadow, because I don't really want to ruin the shadow in the pan obviously, I like to pick up the shade first and then spray my brush. That way I'm not dipping a wet brush into the pan and it's not messing it up or anything. And that will help your eyeshadows look a little more intense, look a little more shimmery and metallic. So I love doing that when I'm using shimmer shades. I think it helps out so much with the look. And to prevent fallout, if you're doing your eyes after you do the rest of your makeup, you can use these things called shadow shields, which are basically like little half circles that you stick up under your eyes, and it will catch all the fallout and you can just remove that and throw it away. Now if you're doing your eyeshadow first, which is what I personally do, I just find it so much easier, you can just take a makeup wipe and just wipe off any of the fallout that you have, and it's that easy. Or also, you know, if you're doing your eyeshadow after your base, then you can take some setting powder and just pack that up under your eyes, and any fallout should just wipe away if you wipe it with a fluffy brush after you are done with your eyeshadow. But yeah, like I said, I pretty much always do my eyeshadow first. It just makes cleanup a lot easier if you are having fallout. If you're using a new palette and you don't know if it has a lot of fallout, I would definitely recommend doing your eyeshadow first, because, you know, the setting powder trick is nice, but it's it's not always gonna catch it. I mean, it's pretty effective, but I just think it's so much easier just to do your eyeshadow first and then take a makeup wipe and remove it. That's just my personal opinion. Alright, let's move on to lashes. So for lashes, you really have like two main choices, and that's mascara versus false lashes. So I generally use mascara 99% of the time, but if you're going to use lashes, there are kind of two different routes that you have. So you can get a lash band, which is just one solid lash band and you just put that on your lashes, or you can get kind of the individual lashes and you can just place those wherever you want a little bit more volume, wherever you want a little bit more length. Generally on the outer corners is where those usually go. But yeah, I use mascara 99% of the time. Just know that false lashes are an option. So for mascara, you definitely want to choose a mascara that caters to what you're looking for. So there are mascaras that provide length, there are mascaras that provide volume. You know, you kind of just want to look at what you're going for. My personal favorites are the Loreal Telescopic. I love this mascara so much. It's the mascara that I'm wearing on my eyes right now. This doesn't really provide a ton of volume for me, but it gives me a lot of length. And I love using this mascara when I'm doing looks like this that are a little more, well, I mean, it's a little more natural for me, I think. I don't know, it's a lot of black on the outer corner. But I love using this mascara when I'm doing more neutral looks or when I'm doing more natural looks. I just love the length that it provides, and it just makes your eyes look so much bigger. And I also really love Benefit's Roller Lash right here. This provides a little bit more volume, but I really love the way that this curls and lengthens my lashes as well. I love both of those mascaras. They are so good. This is, of course, a drugstore. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic, and the Benefit's Roller Lash is a more high-end mascara. Now, I've personally never tried the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, but I've heard so many good things from pretty much every YouTuber that I watch, so that could be another great drugstore option as well. Alright, and last but not least is liner. Now, there are generally two ways that you can use liner. One is using it on the waterline or tight lining. So that's just putting liner on this part of your eyes right here. So if you want your eyes to look bigger and more awake, you can use a nude liner or a white liner. I personally prefer nude. I just feel like it looks a little more natural than a white stark liner does. You can also use black on the waterline as well. This is going to close your eyes off a little bit more, but if you're going for a more smoky, sexy look, then that's definitely a great option. I love using black for more smoky looks. And then you have pretty much every other color at your leisure if you want. Colourpop makes great affordable colored eyeliners. I know that a lot of people love the NYX Cosmetics Jolie eyeliners in the black and the brown, so those could be really great drugstore options. Both of those are really affordable options for eyeliners, so you definitely don't have to spend a lot of money on eyeliner. And yeah, those colored liners are just really nice to use if you want a pop of color or you're doing a colored look and you want to add a little bit more to it. Those are great options. And also I just want to add that if you are going to use false lashes, then you can add a little bit of black to your upper waterline, and that's just really going to help the lashes blend in more naturally to your natural lashes and make it look a little more seamless. And then your other liner option is, of course, winged liner. This is going to give you that cat eye look. This will elongate the eye and make your eyes look wider. And I just want to say that practice really makes perfect with winged liner. I am not that great with winged liner. I really love to use eyeshadow as liner. I just feel like it's so much easier and I can do so much better with that. Or I love doing kind of what I've done today and using an eyeshadow and using that crisp edge trick to kind of fake winged liner a little bit. But yeah, so don't get discouraged if you can't do winged liner on the first try. Just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying, and eventually you will get it. You'll figure out how to do it and what looks best on your eye shape. And you know, just watch a ton of tutorials. That's really how I learned to do makeup, is by watching a crap ton of tutorials on YouTube. And you know, look at a lot of Instagrams with makeup artists and how they do their eyeshadow and how they do looks on other people, and that can really get you inspired and give you tons of ideas on how you personally want to do your eye makeup. Alright guys, so that completes this video. I hope that you learned something. I hope that I helped you out a little bit if you're just starting to dabble into eye makeup, or if you just wanted to learn a little bit more. I'm thinking about doing more of these beginner-esque type videos, maybe with like lips or foundation or highlighting or anything like that. So let me know in the comments down below if that's something that you'd be interested in seeing. And also if there's anything that I missed in this video, or if you have some awesome tips and tricks, make sure to leave those in the comments down below and let's learn from each other. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos just like this one. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye! But I love using mascara when I'm using like neutrals and But I love using this mascara when I'm doing and I love using black for sex. I know that a lot of people love the Shrey. And also I just want to add in